I'll have links to all of the gear in the video description. So this is about as clueless as I've ever felt. There's a whole bunch of keys, little islands. I don't know their names. I don't have a Navionics chip for this area yet, just an oversight. So I'm really kind of blind. So look, all I can think of is I just saw a boat, like, you know, a 23-footer or something, pass between me and that island in front of me. So therefore there's a channel. This is pushing well out into the sound a little bit, and I can only assume there's current. And I think what interests me is that these two islands here, that narrow gap, I would think that's got to funnel water. So I would think it has to make current. So clearly there's mangroves. I mean, come on, the structure, miles and miles and miles of structure. So I'm just going to hope that I've got current running along structure and that there will be fish. Yeah, I don't know, it's going to take a lot to learn. So at least my first two trips down here have been really good. And today I wanted to branch out, try something different. So got to learn the area. All right. So this actually looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I guess I got to get closer to tell, but there's definitely current here. So that was good. In the islands, they have to deflect currents, so that's a good thing. And there's certainly the structure there, and I just hope that there's some water up against those mangroves. These pelicans are, you know, they have to eat. I hope that big boat's going somewhere else. I think he is, which will also tell me there's a channel between those islands. Ah, crap, he's slowing down. He's still going. Oh my God, how can there not be fish here? Holy crap. I got depth, I got current, I got mangroves, I've got birds. Wow. Alright, so here's the plan. I'm going to start on this plank and work my way down. And then I have a lot more. I'm going to shut this thing off. Then I have a lot more over there I can work. I need to cast better than that. That's still not good enough. Yeah, and by that I mean it's just not good enough for snook. That's what I'm doing, making hopefully some snook casts here, and you really got to get tight to the mangroves, ideally, to get those things. All right, so that did not pan out. It looked great, did not work, couldn't raise anything, tried about 20 minutes, moving on. So the one thing I wasn't seeing down there was, I didn't see any mullet jumping, and I could see them up this way. This is a couple hundred yards, what would be to my right, and there's a little boil right there, so I'm gonna try here. There's things on this that I'm spooking, probably mullet. I don't know what they are, though, but just make some casts. redfish, right? What is this? Oh my goodness, it's a red. Holy smokes. Or is it a trout? It's a red. A redfish. Sweet. It's not big, but I'll take them happily. Nice. Come on, when you're looking and you don't know where you are, you make a cast. Thank you. And when I mentioned mullet, these aren't the little mullet that are up north that the stripers and bluefish chase. These are big ones. And it's not that anything is feeding on those, certainly not anything I'm fishing for. But the redfish do tend to hang with the mullet. So it's a good sign. And hey, I don't know whether I was spooking mullet or redfish, but yeah, that's a good start. You know what? I'm happy with you too, and that's fine. There's something here. Okay. No problem. Go by, Mr. Trout. Okay. Snook away from a slam early. You come back here. So that was a cool hit because it was just suddenly there was slack. It's like fluke fishing, exactly like it. You feel fluke, except this time, fish ran a lot farther up at me than a fluke would. But that's what it felt like. Oh, some hit. Right where he should be, in with the mullet. Yeah, another red. Not easy to grab. Ow. Stuck myself with the spring. Okay. So at this point, I know I'm leaning a little too heavily on the gulp. There's so many things I don't know. Like, I don't know, 3 most common words I'm using at this point. I do know that I'm catching well in the gulp, so I'm kind of hesitant to move off of them. I don't want to add another unknown to the equation. I passed over Z-Mans in there. You know what? As I'm narrating this, I just got back from catching snook on the Z-Mans. I know I'll be using those too and working in some other lures as I go along. But for this trip and actually the next couple after this, yep, I'm going to be on the gulp. That's from the spring on the holder on there. It's real simple to rig these. Just screw them on. Then you got to make sure when you're done screwing it on that the bottom is lined up correctly with the hook. And then when you put the hook in, just make sure it's not bunched up or coming out one side or the other. And try to get that hook come out dead center. Keep everything straight, and it's going to work fine. I hope that dolphin stays away from here. And here's a dolphin chasing down fish on the flat. Wow. Well, at least I picked a good spot. I think I was set up for a pretty good trip here if that thing didn't come in. Look, he's right in where I was fishing. Oh, wow, right through this whole area. And I have no idea if that just blows out the fishing for this whole area right now. What does it do? I don't know. I have no idea whether that dolphin just wrecks the fishing for this whole area. Probably. Which figures, because it's not like I know much else now. Could this be my snook? That was a perfect cast. It could be. If that's a snook, this is a slam. I think it could be. No, it's a red. That's okay. He was really tight. Where's Mr. Dolphin? Mr. Dolphin's headed out. Get out of here, Flipper. Thank you. There he is. Oh my goodness. Just got to get those nice casts in there. I don't know if it's obvious what happened, but that dolphin caused me to go in closer, and I just caught two reds right in there, right in tight. Just gotta make decent casts. That's where they are. Maybe they moved in because they heard the dolphin. I imagine they know when those things are around. Good thing is I don't hear the dolphin anymore, and I just caught a couple of fish. And I'm up to 4 reds and a trout. And it's pretty early. Oh, there's another one. I'll tell you, these aren't giants, but I could do this all day long. So I'm not going through a lot of gulp. I don't care that they bite the tails off, the little fish. In fact, I think it casts better, looks better with that tail bitten off. But nope, just keep straightening it out and keep throwing it. I'm going through about 1 pack a trip, so that's pretty good. Beautiful fish right here. Ooh, maybe he's gonna go. Come on, eat it. There he is, finally. That is not a red. This is either a trout. Nice trout. There's nothing wrong with that. Wow. You know what? Oh, wow. That is a big one for here. This is like a nice weak fish. Look at this. Oh, that is a beauty. Nice. If you look way down along the mangroves, it looks farther away than it is, so that there's a boat down there, probably a guide boat. I can see he's kind of anchored with his push pole, and he's throwing stuff in the water. I can only assume he's chumming, and he just set up there. And yeah, I just point that out now. I think that's going to have an impact on things, but not yet. I saw him coming. That was cool. I saw him coming up behind it. Let's see if I can put him on this side. So, oh, I forgot those fins are there. So after that chumming boat was set up for about 20 minutes or so, this bite just died, and I'm not going to say for sure that that's what killed it. I can just tell you that I lost the bite. So what I did was move, and as good as this trip's been, I haven't had big stuff. Well, I'm going to get big stuff, and that's going to be for the next video that I'll put up in a couple of days. Already this video is long enough, and I'm going to make a substantial move, and I'm going to get on a different body of fish, and it's going to work out great. You know what? The whole key to this trip, current and structure. It's like that any fishery. Looking for the mullet, that really helped, and there were a few birds here when I first got here. There's certainly a little bit of bait, and that's all the ingredients. And this trip turned out to be great. And this, like I said, there's a whole other part to this. So, all right, I hope you are enjoying these videos. And if you like this channel, please subscribe. Thank you.